Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam, ma'am.
Uh, this is lecture number 7, and today, inshallah, we will be completing the complete LO4, which is the part of task number 3. In this, we will be discussing the current issues impacting on the global business activities in a specified country. Now, it depends on you of whatever country you want to choose. You can choose your home country as well. In the lecture, I have chose Canada, I think. Yes. And when we will be doing the assignment brief, so most probably I will be doing these questions related to Dubai because it is going to be a vast discussion there. Then explain the current issues that impact on the global business activities, the strategies to address issues affecting the global businesses, and evaluating the opportunities and challenges. The current issues that impact the global business activities in Canada, covering the internal issues, cultural issues, ethical problems with suppliers, and limited resources. Now, these are quite, you can say, comprehensive points which we will be discussing right now because the points which are mentioned in the lecture, they are from your indicative content. But I think in your assignment brief, it is going to be general. So we will be discussing a lot because we cannot concise our research only on these points. We are discussing about the global business activities, that is why. Internal issues. Internal issues with Canada can encompass the challenges related to the domestic policies, economic conditions, and regulatory frameworks. For example, changes in tax regulations or the labor laws can impact businesses. For instance, alterations in immigration policies might affect the availability of skilled labor, influencing hiring strategies and workflows planning as well. So, we're not talking about the external one at the moment, the internal issues which are inside in any of the country, in the laws, in the regulation, in the parliament, in the assembly. We have to encounter them all first, then we can boost up or jump up to the other problems and meeting up with its solutions as well. Cultural issues. Canada's multicultural environment can present challenges related to understanding and adapting to diverse cultural norms and preferences. Because mainly the population from the developing nations and underdeveloped nations, they like to shift their or do their bachelor's, master's, PhD in these countries. Like Canada, America is the least one, but Canada and UK, they are the very top priority countries. For example, marketing campaigns that do not consider cultural nonsense may face the blackish. An advertisement insensitive content or to the culture diversity can lead to reputational damage and impact the consumer trust. Why? Because you cannot target the white Britishers or the Canadians living in a Canada only. You have to consider every ethnic background. Ethical issues. Ethical considerations play a crucial role in Canadian business operations, and failure to adhere to the ethical standards can lead to the legal and reputational consequences. That is, your goodwill is going to be hindered in it. For example, companies engaging in unethical practices such as environmental negligence or discriminatory policies may face public scrutiny. Why? Because maybe they are not working on sustainability goals, maybe they are not abiding by the environmental rules and regulations, so they are going to be facing heavy fines. This can result in the legal action, loss of consumers, and damage to the brand's image as well. Problems with suppliers. Dependence on the global supply chain can expose Canadian businesses to the disruptions, impacting the timely availability of goods and services. For example, the COVID-19 pandemic highlighted the vulnerability of supply chains. This was very true. Businesses relying heavily on the international suppliers faced delays and shortages due to the travel restrictions and production shutdowns. Because everything was way too unexpected, we never faced these things, although it happened in 1900, that is before 21st century. In 20th and 19th century, we used to have some flu virus, which affected the nation in this way, but it was quite huge, you can say, setback of the COVID-19, which we faced. And it lasted till 2 years maximum. Limited resources. Despite being resource rich, managing and sustaining these resources can be a challenge, particularly in sectors like energy and natural resources. Obviously, we are totally depending on oil, fuel, energy, and natural resources. And these are not going to be the same way which they were in 1957, maybe 1948, and before that. Now we are in 2024. Things are quite different. Things are getting extinct as well because we're not using it appropriately and efficiently. The energy sector faces challenges related to the environmental sustainability, balancing economic interest with the environmental concerns, pose difficulties, especially in the industry like oil and gas. Like in Pakistan, we are facing huge fluctuations of light and gas as well. If I compare it with the sector, in E sector in Islamabad, there is very less gas, availability of gas. And if I compare it with the G sector, here we do have gases all the time. Whenever we want to cook, whenever we want to operate the heaters, the gas heaters, we can easily operate it. However, if we compare it with the other sectors, they are very vulnerable because G sector is of the government officials, that is why. Navigating the complexities of the global business in Canada. Businesses need to stay informed about the changes in internal policies, be culturally sensitive, uphold the ethical standards, establish resilient supply chains, and manage the resources sustainably. Addressing these issues not only mitigate the risk but also contributes to the long-term success and sustainability of the businesses in the Canadian market. So this is how everything goes on. If we want to come back with the internal policies, cultural sensitivity, ethical standards, environmental standards, so we have to abide by each and every rules and regulations. Only then we can succeed in whatsoever task or business we do, a project as well. Real life scenario supply chain disruptions in the Canadian retail industry. In recent years, the Canadian retail industry has been heavily reliant on global supply chains, sourcing products from various countries to meet consumer demands. This scenario focuses on the challenges faced by a Canadian retail company during a supply chain disruption. What was the problem? It was with the supply chain disruption. Amid the COVID-19 pandemic, the Canadian government imposed travel restrictions and many countries implemented the lockdowns, disrupting the global supply chains. The retail company XYZ retailers faced significant challenges due to delayed shipments, factory closures, shortages of key products. Now, because the question was about impact, so we will be discussing it according to the impact. Inventory shortages. XYZ retailers experienced a shortage of popular products, leading to empty shelves in their stores. This not only affected the sales but also resulted in a consumer dissatisfaction. Now, while I'm reading it out to you people, the scenario, you can assume yourself back in 2018 and 2020. How was things then? Operational challenges. With disruptions in the supply chain, the company had to adapt quickly to find alternative suppliers. However, this process was time consuming and the shift to new suppliers brought additional logistical challenges as well. Response. Diversification of suppliers and investment in tech. To mitigate future risk, XYZ retailers began diversifying their supplier base. This involved identifying and collaborating with suppliers in different range to create a more resilient and flexible supply chain. The company invested in advanced inventory management and supply chain tracking technologies. This helped in better forecasting, monitoring, and managing inventory levels, allowing for quicker responses to disruption. When we were having the disruptions in the supply chain in COVID-19, what we did investment in the tech. The visual apps, the online apps, they get boomed in the tech industry. Why? Because that was the only resource through which we could communicate. If we were sitting in China and the other person was sitting in America, the only thing through which we can even contact was only our visual apps. That's it. Lesson learned from the scenario. This scenario highlighted the vulnerability of the businesses to the global events and the importance of having robust supply chain strategies. Expensive retailers recognize the need to balance cost effectiveness with supply chain resilience, ensuring a more agile response to future disruptions. Conclusion. The real life scenario of the XYZ retailers demonstrated the practical implications of the problems with suppliers in the global business operating in Canada. Such challenges underscore the importance of adaptability, strategic planning, and resilience in the face of current issues impacting the business activities as well. I hope you're clear with 4.1. Now we will be doing the merit part. Here the command verb is analyzed and the question is about the strategies to address issues. That is, what are the tactics which we will be using to address, to combat with the issues, problems affecting the global business activities in Canada. Analyze strategies to address issues affecting global business activities in Canada using the specified approaches. New markets. Entering new markets allow businesses to diversify their consumer base and reduce dependence on the specific grain. This strategy is effective in mitigating the risk associated with economic downturns in certain areas. Example: a Canadian tech company experiencing a slowdown in domestic sales due to economic challenges decides to expand into emerging markets in Asia. They are facing a downturn in certain, you can say, group of products. But to combat that, what they're doing, they're going to reinvest their resources, their asset, their capital in other products. That is called diversification and the whole chain as well. By adapting into these new markets, the company gains access to the growing consumer base and mitigates the impact of the economic challenges in its home market. New environment, business relocation. Moving business operations to a new environment can provide strategic advantages such as cost savings, better access to resources, or proximity to the target markets. Like it is always advisable to open the factory near the land, as in where there are resources available to you people. Open land, water, fields, the transportation is going to be easy there, not in the middle of the city or nearby the city. A manufacturing company in Canada facing high production costs decides to relocate its production facilities into a country with a lower labor cost, like Bangladesh. By moving to a new environment, the company provides and improves its cost efficiency and maintains competitiveness in the global market. New technologies. Embracing new tech is crucial for enhancing the operational efficiency, staying competitive, and addressing the challenges related to outdated systems or the process. For example, an e commerce business as Canada invests in advanced data analytics and artificial intelligence to enhance the consumer experience and optimize supply chain management. The adoption of these tech not only improves efficiency but also positions the business as an innovative leader in the global market. So, when we are having outdated and not up to date things, technology related, in the company corporate sector, what happened? We always lean back. We don't get successful very quickly, nor even steadily. So, investment in the technology is very crucial, and we should do it wisely as well. Growth or shrink. Flexibility in scaling operations either through growth or shrinkage enables businesses to respond to changing market conditions. This strategy allows businesses to adapt to fluctuations in demand. When there is high demand, obviously the production is going to be high because it has to combat with the demand, which is from the consumers. A Canadian retail chain facing economic uncertainties decides to open smaller, more cost effective pop up stores instead of investing in large, permanent locations. This adaptive approach allows the company to maintain a presence in the market while minimizing risk associated with high fixed costs. That is, you should not bound your money in one shop or at one place. We can operate or sell our products in small carts. If we are a small business, and slowly and gradually, obviously, we are going to boom. Change of suppliers, importers, and exporters. Diversifying suppliers, importers, or exporters helps mitigate the risk associated with the disruptions of the supply chain, geopolitical issues, or changes in the trade policy. For example, a Canadian automotive manufacturer facing uncertainty due to the trade tensions explores new suppliers in different range. By establishing relationship with the suppliers outside the traditionally relied upon markets, that is, producers and suppliers, they have a very stringent time kind of relationship. So we can improve that. The company reduces its vulnerability to trade disputes and ensures a more resilient supply chain. Change in business structure. Adapting the business structure, such as transitioning from sole trader to a company or corporation. Sole trader is a person who is only one and selling it to the different consumers, like the small card shops, small shops. and the company is a person who is running it with the 20 more people. It can provide benefits in terms of liability protection, access to the capital, and strategic planning. A successful Canadian startup originally operating as a sole proprietorship decides to transition to a corporation to attract external investment. This change in structure allows the company to raise funds for the expansion required to talent and navigate the complexities of the global business more effectively. Like first, the Burger King was introduced in the Canada, and then it boomed in the whole world, and then the Tim Hortons came. It is a sub chain of it. These strategies offer businesses in Canada a toolkit for addressing issues affected in the global business activities. By being proactive in exploring new markets, technologies, and structures, and by staying flexible in response to changing environment, business can navigate challenges and position themselves for sustainable growth in the global arena. This is the example to illustrate further a real life scenario that illustrates the implementation of the strategies to address issues affecting global business activities in Canada. Canadian tech company expanding into new markets and embracing technology. The main field, they have not changed it, but they are expanding new products. A Canadian technology company, Tech Solutions, specializes in developing software solutions for the domestic market. Facing challenges related to the market saturation and economic uncertainties, the company decided to implement strategies to address these issues and secure sustainable growth. Strategies implemented. Tech Solutions identified emerging markets in Southeast Asia and Latin America with a growing demand for tech solutions. The company conducted through thorough market research to understand local preferences and needs because it is a domestic market. So we have to understand the preferences of the local people rather than the other cultural background. By entering these new markets, the company expanded its consumer base, diversified revenue streams, and reduced dependency on the domestic market. Sales in these range contributed significantly to the overall revenue. New technologies. Recognizing the need for innovation, the tech solutions invested in new technologies such as AI and machine learning. The company integrated these technologies into its software solutions to enhance the performance and the user experience. What was the outcome of it? The adoption of the AI not only improved the functionality of the software, but also positioned the tech solution as an industry leader in the innovation market. This led to increased demand for its products globally. Change in the business structure. Tech Solution evolved from a small startup with a sole proprietorship, first a small shop, then a sole proprietorship, structure into a corporation. This transition allowed the company to attract external investments, hire top talent, and access resources for the international expansion. Outcome. The change in the business structure provided the financial resources needed to support global expansion initiatives. Tech Solutions was able to establish offices in the key international markets, strengthening its global presence as well. Overall impact. These strategic initiatives help Tech Solutions address issues such as market saturation, economic uncertainties, and limited growth opportunities in the domestic market. The company's global expansion and technological advancement not only ensured its resilience in the face of challenges, but also positioned it as a competitive player in the global tech industry. Lesson learned. The real life scenario of the tech solutions demonstrate that a proactive approach, including entering into the new markets, embracing the new tech, and adapting the business structure, can be instrumental in addressing issues affecting the global business activities. These strategies not only mitigate the risk but also create the opportunities for sustained growth in an ever evolving business landscape. So, this is what the whole demonstration of the scenario was in relation to the 4M1. Now moving towards the 4D1. Evaluate, focusing it on the command verb, the opportunities and challenges to the specific global businesses organization operating in a country. We are going to discuss the problems and solutions of business organization which is operating in any country. Opportunities for the Tech Global Corp in Canada. Teach the talent pool or tech talent pool, sorry. Canada boasts a diverse and highly skilled tech workforce. Tech Global Corp can tap into this talent pool to recruit top-notch professionals for the research, development, and innovation. Now they choose the people from the universities, from the different research departments and the colleges as well. They basically help their government to sustain the cultural distortion which we give them every year. Innovation ecosystem. Canada has a vibrant innovation ecosystem with numerous research institutions, startups, and government initiatives promoting technological advancement. Tech Global Corp can collaborate with the local entities to foster the innovation and stay at forefront of technology. That is, every day, each and every minute, they are doing research on what? On technologies. Market expansion. Canada provides a stable and developed market for tech products and services. It can capitalize on the growing demand for the advanced technologies in the areas such as AI, cybersecurity, and cloud computing. These are very interesting fields of research and degrees as well. Global trade agreements. Canada's participation in the various trade agreements, such as SUSMA, the Canadian United States Mexico Agreement, and CETA, the Comprehensive Economic and Trade Agreement, provides the organization with favorable conditions for the international trade, easing the market access and reducing the trade barriers. When we are affiliated with the trade agreements of the country, of the nation, then many things gets easier for us. Sustainable initiatives. Canada places a strong emphasis on the sustainability and the environmental initiative. The Tech Global Corp can align its business practices with these values, contributing to positive brand image and market positioning. Challenges. Competition in the tech sector. The technology sector in the Canada is highly competitive, and that is why they have to continuously innovate into the different and differentiate itself and maintain a competitive edge in the market. That is being and having a USP with them. Regulatory compliance. Everything should be with the industry regulations related to the government, privacy laws, taxation, tax evasions, everything. Cultural sensitivity. Canada's diverse cultural landscape necessitates a nuanced approach to marketing and consumer relation. Tech Global Corp must understand and respect cultural nuances to effectively connect with a diverse consumer base. Global economic uncertainties. Global economic uncertainties can impact the company's operation in Canada. The economic downturn or the trade disruptions may affect the consumer spending and corporate investments in the sector because it's all depending on the global annually. Talent competition. While Canada offers skilled tech force, there is a fierce competition for the talent. It may face challenges in attracting and retaining top talent in competitive job market. Because in a job market, we are not having going to have a background of people only of the Canadians. They're going to have different backgrounds. Tech Global Corp, like any multinational operating in Canada, has both promising opportunities and complex challenges. By leveraging the abundant tech talent, fostering innovation, and aligning with Canada's sustainable initiatives, the company can thrive. However, navigating the regulatory compliance, cultural sensitivities, and global economic uncertainties requires strategic planning and adaptability. A comprehensive understanding of the Canadian market dynamics will be essential for the Tech Global Corp to optimize its operations and succeed in the competitive tech landscape. Now, this is again a real life scenario. These are the glossary terms. Global business activities. The range of operations, transactions, and the engagements conducted by the businesses on an international scale involving the cross border trade, investment, and collaboration. Current issues. Ongoing challenges, trends, or the situation, they are known as the current issue. Specified country, the economic challenge. Factors such as inflation, currency fluctuations, and economic downturns that affect the financial aspects of the business operation. And we have political instability. These are situations which involve uncertain and political environments, government changes, or geopolitical tensions that can impact the international business activities, social trends, technological advancements, strategies, issues management, global business strategies, opportunities, challenge, organization, and analysis as well. Now, one thing which I want to address, and obviously, management will convey to you people as well. These are the MCQs which are related to your lecture number 7 and lecture number 6. That is, it is comprising LO3 and LO4. So I want you to do these people by your own and I will cross check the answers. The next class is going to be in the next week, inshallah. So you can just share the answers with me, which option is the correct answer. Example, what does current issues refer in the global context of the business activities? Past challenges, ongoing, future predictions, or general trends? What do you think, Hera? Yes, correct. So in this way, what you would do is, in as a homework, obviously I will be sending a homework in the group as well. You can just jot down the options on any piece of paper or a Word document, and we can discuss that in class in general. And it will be as you will be rewarded with 5 marks accumulated in the end of the course, which is going to be, of course, benefiting you people. Okay? These are very simple, and it is all from the lecture, today's lecture. These are the references, and that's it. Did you understand each and everything from today's lecture? Or you want some discussion to be done? Thank you so much, Hira, for joining in time and listening the lecture till the end. Thank you so much.